Hi folks, I'm Jamie. Welcome to Talking Sonics. I hope you're very well indeed. Now, if you've watched a few of my past videos, you may realize that I'm a bit of a fan of the old Yamaha consoles from the 70s with some transformer-based mic inputs and very warm EQs. In the past, I've done some videos on these guys with a 12-channel Yamaha MQ series 1202. And I did sell that or pass that on to another musician, which was great, some years ago after doing my last videos. But for some magic reason, another one of these landed in my life and I snapped it up. I had to do quite a bit of work to get it up to speed. Some repairs. There's another video coming up on repairing this guy, but it's all in pristine condition now. So I thought, well, why not give it a real run for its money? And I wanted to hear how this sounds. So I've decided to record a song with it. And the song I'm recording is called Much More Than Love by the Melbourne 60s group called The Loved Ones, who were very famous or made more world famous by In Excess covering their song called The Loved One. So why do I love these guys? Why am I interested in a semi-professional console for recording music? Well, for sentimental reasons, yes. When I was a 15-year-old kid, my lovely father bought me one of these for band rehearsals, and it was a bit excessive. It actually was the same model, the 1602. It was a 16-channel desk for essentially running a couple of microphones with my then band, my high school band. And look, you know, there was something about it that was nice. But in later years, I did some demo recording of other bands, and it just evolved and was something that lived with me for a long time. But I did remember just how amazing and how sweet the top end air and the low shelf and just, you know, very simple full band fixed EQs, high mids, low mids, and low end EQ. Very simple, but functional. And I remember it being just a beautiful tonality and something fun to use. Now, for those purists, you'll be thinking, God, Jamie, you're wasting your time. What are you doing looking at this thing? Well, sort of on reflection, I'm here to prove that it is usable in a way that musicians at home or those on a budget can get a lot of tracks for low dollars and actually really enjoy and use some of the tonality of this guy, the warm EQ, which, you know, some people out there are sort of starting to say Japanese as a term. Well, these are far from Neve consoles. Some of the PM 1000 and 2000 desks are higher quality than this guy, but it has a sound, it has a sonic character and a bit of a sonic footprint, and that's the key. So that's why I've decided to record this guy. So I'm going to get into recording, but as I continue, I'll show you my EQ settings and some of the microphones I'm using. Incidentally, I also wanted to test out again this old Rode NT1 microphone, which has been modified by Open Plan Recording, Mark in Melbourne, who's a fantastic microphone maker. He has installed a U87 style capsule in here and a Neumann circuit, so we're going to give that a good run for its money and compare it to the good old Shure SM57, so a bit of a comparison happening there. Also, third final mic is the good old EV666 on kick drums, so I'm going to be recording drums, bass guitar or electric guitar, piano, some electric piano, singing of course, some acoustics, the whole thing. So let's get into some recording. Taking a look at the channel setups for the drum kit. Channel 16 is going to be kick, 15 snare, and the Rode overhead, Rode OPR overhead here. Kick drum, adding some top end, pulling out a touch of low mid, adding some bass. Pretty simple. Nothing complicated there. It's panning to the right channel, so it's going out of the right bus, the main right bus. Snare drum, top end, pulling out a smidge of high mids, adding a smidge of low mids, adding some low end, panning left to the left bus. So we've got track 1, track 2. Track 3, I'm sending to the fold back bus output. This is the OPR Rode microphone, which is the drum overhead just behind the drummer's ear. EQ flat, actually. I'm EQing a bit in Pro Tools, but setting that completely flat, which is actually probably a good record option because you're not really influencing the microphone too much. Also, if I'm sending out of the foldback send, which I am, that is pre-EQ on the Yamaha. And that's about it. So 3 tracks on the drums, really simple. We've got our 3 masters here, left, right, and fold back for 3 microphone sends. That's it. Okay, part of this little test today, not only working with the Yamaha console, but also this old Rode NT1, which has its guts removed, and U87 style innards, I suppose you'd call it, made by OPR, Open Plan Recording, in Melbourne, and comparing that to the standard SM57. I'll go straight through 2 channels on the Yamaha 1602 console, just with flat EQ. Okay, so I'm going to track my Marshall JMP1 with the Rickenbacker, same sort of rhythm section as before that I did with the Vibrachamp, although I noticed that something fishy going on. It was really super crumbly and a bit off and compressed, so I think I've got a dead tube or a fault going on with that amp. So kind of a texture that was gritty and weird and strange, still kind of cool and very vintage sounding. But this guy, the JMP1, the Mesa Boogie cab, and the beautiful Jimi Hendrix greenback 60s cab with the Rode OPR mic, SM57, we can do a comparison on those. Again, going through 2 channels of the Yamaha 1602, just flat, no EQ. Okay, I've got this lovely old 1800s, late 1800s parlor guitar, very cool thing. I'm a little way away from the road here, maybe like 1.5 foot back, something like that. Just roughly in this position here, sort of pointing the microphone at this area here, where the neck meets the body of the guitar. And on the Yamaha, I'm just boosting about 3 to 4 dB of top end. The rest of the channel is flat EQ, so just a little bit of air is added. Here we go with some acoustic guitar. Okay, time to get tracking some bass with this Leo Fender Asset. It's quite a modern, active, loud bass, so I've pulled back the gain on the Yamaha a little bit, added some low mid and some bottom end, but I've pulled out some top end and some high mid because I'm using a pick. I don't want it too clunky or too bright. I want a nice and round sound, and I'm also using my forearm to just mute the strings to give it a dampened, more controlled tone. DIing the bass here, rolling off a little bit of top end and some high mid because I'm using pick and it's quite clunky, but adding low mid, bottom end, so this is going to fill that hole, that low mid. So I'm running the channel pretty hot here, so full drive here, although you'll notice I'm quite pared back on the gain. It's a fair bit coming out of this active bass. So here we go with some bass recording. Good look at this vocal chain. So we are the Rode OPR mic, custom mic, straight into one channel on the Yamaha. I'm really cranking some top ends and I'm pulling out some bite. So I wanted to be kind of silky, airy, pulling out some harshness because I'm going to be growling with this vocal. And bottom end, I'm boosting bass. So this is kind of simulating a rich Pultec sound. It's quite nice in the headphones. So ready to record this guy and start singing. I'm actually going to halve the amount of top end on the desk. It just feels a bit too bright, too punchy, too much air, too much hiss. Just going to smooth it out a little bit in the headphones. A little bit of top end.
Well, I left my mama, so why can't I leave you? Well, I left my mama, so why can't I leave you? Last night you were walking to me you hardly knew. Come on. I got much more than love to ever give to you. Oh, I got much more than love, baby, to ever give to you. So tell me, pretty baby, tell me you always be true. Come on.
Breaking out the magic weapon, the Hohner Blues harp for the solo. Going through one of these channels with the Rode mic, and we are simply flat EQ. Nothing too hard going on there. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Ho! Come on!
So what did you think? I'm really loving the sonic character, the sonic footprint of this old Yamaha MQ1602. It's a bit of a gem. No, it's not a Neve console or an SSL or anything like that, but it's amazing what tonality and sound and what you can really achieve with something which is ultimately maybe $100 per channel or less. So Great little desk. Incidentally, if you want to know how I've brought this desk up to speed and serviced it and done some minor repairs, do subscribe, ring the bell, do all those things, ring the buzzer here on YouTube, and look out for my next video. But for now, that's it. I mean, this old sentimental friend is now going to live a new life, recording some new music with some other musicians. So that's the key, isn't it? Some creativity and keeping the old home fires burning, so to speak. So thanks for joining me on Talking Sonics. I hope you enjoyed Much More Than Love as much as I've enjoyed recording it. I hope to see you real soon. Take care.